Today we're going to take your calls in our second segment. We've got a special guest coming up at the bottom of the hour, a guy who calls himself Master Sha. He's written a bunch of books about sound and alternative health, and we're going to be talking to him in a little bit about mind-body healing. And for you guys who want to purchase any of the longevity products, you can head over to my website, brightsideben.com, and take a look at our shopping cart. We've got all the products up there that you hear recommended and advertised on the program. You can click on the Buy Now link. Or you can also click on the Join the Team link in the upper left-hand corner of the page if you want to start a longevity business for a one-time $10 fee. You can enjoy all the benefits associated with having your own business and get your products at the wholesale price too. Or you can call the Brightside Ben phone team at 866-735-2470. If you're in the Wichita Falls area, I will be out there on Saturday morning, actually Friday night and Saturday morning, doing a talk for Bob and Judy Bell and Alicia Henderson. Love to see you out there if you're in Wichita Falls. We'll do a meet and greet Friday night, and then we'll do a talk on Saturday. And then I'll be in Austin at Brave New Books on the 23rd for Harlan doing a talk for Harlan and the folks, Debbie and all the folks at Logos in Austin, Texas on the 23rd of January. Hope to see y'all out there. If you're in the Texas area, please stop by and say hello. Okay, we'll take your calls in our second segment, 855-660-4261. If you got questions about anything we're talking about, or health, nutrition, prescription drugs, if you want to get off your meds and get on a good nutritional supplement program, we can help you do that. I want to wind down our discussion on the absolutely stupendously important amino acid glutamine, probably the most important amino acid in the body, certainly the most functional amino acid in the body, the most abundant amino acid in the body. What makes glutamine so darn important is the element nitrogen. We've talked about nitrogen a lot on this program. Nitrogen is explosive, like TNT or nitroglycerin. When you think nitrogen, think explosions, think work. This is what makes protein in general so important. All amino acids, all proteins are going to have a little piece of nitrogen attached to them. But glutamine is an especially good source of nitrogen. Most amino acids have one chunk of nitrogen. Glutamine has two chunks of nitrogen, and that makes glutamine a very important nitrogen carrier, and it makes it a very important building amino acid. Nitrogen represents work. Nitrogen represents building. Nitrogen is a workhorse element, and in biology, the amount of nitrogen a system the more nitrogen a system has, the more work it can do. The glutamine molecule is around 20% nitrogen because muscle cells especially use nitrogen. Muscle cells are doing lots of work. Muscle cells use nitrogen really efficiently, and glutamine is their main source of nitrogen, and that's why athletes and bodybuilders and weightlifters love glutamine so much. If you ever read any bodybuilding magazines, you know you've never seen a bodybuilding magazine that doesn't have at least one ad, usually multiple ads, for some kind of glutamine containing product. So nitrogen's a builder and a workhorse, and glutamine's two nitrogen, double nitrogen configuration make it a super nitrogen carrier. You can think of it like a nitrogen delivery system, a nitrogen delivery shuttle. And because of glutamine's affinity for muscle or muscle's affinity for glutamine, depending on how you look at it, it's especially important for building muscle tissue. When muscle cells see glutamine, they become more active, they become more functional, they basically become more effective. And if you're thinking, well, I don't lift weights, I'm not an athlete, I don't have to worry about muscle building. Muscle building is not just for athletes, it's not just for bodybuilders, it's not just for weightlifters. When we think of muscles, we tend to think of biceps or hamstrings or other types of skeletal muscles. But there's 600 plus different muscles in your body that make up nearly 40% of our body weight. Nearly half of our body is muscle. You got eyebrow muscles, you got mouth muscles, you got sphincter muscles, you got digestive muscles, and of course you got the most important muscle of all, and the muscle whose breakdown is a leading cause of disease and a leading cause of death, and that's the heart. Glutamine is important for all the muscles, and it's especially important for your ticker. It's important for your heart. Glutamine is one of the most important nutrients you can use to keep your heart healthy. If you've had a heart attack, you want to prevent a heart attack, you had a stroke, you want to prevent a stroke, any kind of cardiomyopathy, any kind of heart issues, even if you just want to keep your heart healthy, use glutamine. Glutamine's concentrated in the heart, it's concentrated in the blood, and that should come as no surprise given glutamine's super high energy. And heart cells are some of the hardest and fastest working cells in the body. And it's not just muscle protein either. Glutamine plays a major role in all protein synthesis. Remember, proteins are the gears. They're the wheels. They're the chemical hardware that the body and the cells use to do their magic. They're healing. They're renewing. They repair things. They're involved in growth. They're involved in anti-aging. This is proteins I'm talking about. Proteins are the key elements that maintain the life and the health of the organism, of the body. And glutamine is a key player in protein synthesis. In addition to its nitrogen component, glutamine is involved in the production of DNA, the intelligence, the blueprint inside cells. The building blocks of DNA depend on glutamine for their production. DNA and its components are called nucleotides. And the rate-limiting step in cell division and in cell growth is these nucleotides in your DNA, and glutamine is a key player in the manufacturing of these things. And speaking of high-energy, fast-dividing cells, no system, no cells in the body are more high-energy, faster-dividing than the cells of the digestive system. And this is really where glutamine has its most functional applications. It's the major fuel source for the cells of your intestine, the so-called intestinal cells, or more technically, enterocytes. Glutamine is the primary fuel source of enterocytes. The enterocytes, the intestinal cells, are the cells that line the intestine. If you had to pick one cell type that you wanted to focus on to maintain the health of the body, it would be your intestinal cells, your enterocytes. You want these intestinal cells, your enterocytes, powerful. You want them robust. You want them healthy. When your intestinal cells become weakened, big problems result. In fact, I would venture to say that almost all degenerative diseases, all of them, cancer, arthritis, heart disease, even diabetes, all of them involve on some level messed up intestinal cells, messed up enterocytes. These cells act as a barrier to the entrance of food particles into the blood. Under controlled circumstances, when we're healthy and when we're strong, the only things that are supposed to get into the blood have to go through the enterocytes, have to go through the intestinal cells. Your intestinal cells are like bouncers. They make sure only the right things get into the blood. They're the guards of the blood, the guardians of the blood. You eat food, it goes into your digestive system, it goes into your intestine, and from the intestine it has to go into the intestinal cells very, very carefully in a very regulated fashion, and it requires these intestinal cells to be strong, to be robust, to be healthy. The intestinal cells select only nutrients that have been fully processed to enter into the bloodstream. They check all the stuff that goes through the intestine. Only the stuff that's been fully processed get into the bloodstream. But when the intestinal cells are weak, when they're unhealthy, they begin to break down, they lose energy, then stuff can sneak around the back door, so to speak. They don't have to go through the intestinal cells when the intestinal cells become weak, and they can kind of sneak around them and get into the blood. And this is called leaky gut syndrome. And from that point, my friends, we are off to the disease races. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. We're coming back with more good health information and your phone calls right after this on The Bright Side. Don't go away. We're going to talk to Master Sha about sound healing in the bottom of the hour. That should be kind of interesting. Master Sha's got a bunch of books on sound healing. He is a medical doctor from China, also specializes in Chinese medicine, Tai Chi, the I Ching, a whole bunch of Oriental medical and alternative medical techniques. And he's got some interesting, he hopefully will have some interesting things to say about sound healing. I got lots more I want to tell you about glutamine, and I don't know that I'm going to finish everything I want to say. I want to tell you about Dr. Blaylock's take on glutamine. He's got something interesting to say. And as I mentioned yesterday, glutamine does have a slight dark side. You don't want to go crazy on glutamine supplementation, but in my opinion, you really do want to make sure that you're supplementing with glutamine, or at least making sure that you're getting your whey protein, which is a good source of glutamine. I'll tell you about glutamine, and we'll finish up talking tomorrow on glutamine in the intestines, and then we'll talk glutamine cancer, and then we'll tell you about Dr. Blaylock's take on glutamine, and then we'll move on to cysteine, which is the other component of glutathione, the body's master cancer fighter, master antioxidant, master detoxifier, and something we all want to be paying attention to, especially if you're dealing with any kind of degenerative disease. We'll continue that as we move on, talking about peptides and protein and bone health and the importance of using dietary protein and dietary amino acid supplements to keep yourself healthy. Time to hit our phones, 855-660-4261. Let's go to Frank in Wisconsin. Is this my cheesehead friend, Frankie?
Yeah,
Frank.
I'm here. What's up, Ben?
What's up, buddy? Long time no talk to. Happy New Year and all that.
Thank you.
How's it going?
Thank you for everything you've done for me. I'm not miserable anymore.
I appreciate that.
And all that.
Oh, good deal. What's going on? How can we help?
My brother, he does have heartburn, and he lost his gallbladder.
He lost it? How did he lose his gallbladder? Where did he put it last? Don't you hate when people ask you, where did you put your keys last, when you tell them you lost your keys or your wallet? Well, where'd you put them last? Anyway, go ahead. So you want some help with the gallbladder thing?
Yeah, the thing is, though, he's saying that he's having problems with fiber.
Well, he could very well. A lot of people
constipated.
Yeah, a lot of people have problems with fiber. Usually it doesn't cause constipation, although there's two kinds of fiber. You got soluble fiber, which is the kind of fiber that's mushy. It's in fruits, pears, and apples. It has a sort of mushy quality because soluble fiber absorbs water. And then you have the other kind of fiber, which is insoluble fiber. It's like wires. If you look at celery, if you break open or you crack a stalk of celery in half, you'll see those little wires or those little fibers. Those are insoluble fibers, and those are non-digestible. And they'll actually the insoluble fibers will actually cause a little bit of diarrhea or loose stools, or actually give you more regular bowel movements, and that's the kind of fiber most people think about. A soluble fiber can cause a little constipation, but I'd be more concerned, Frank, about your brother's lack of a gallbladder. The gallbladder is important for fats, absorption of fats, and absorption of fatty vitamins, absorption of minerals, and it's important for detoxification as well. Please, people out there, if you have a gallbladder, anybody is suggesting to you or recommending to you that you have it taken out, don't do it. You need your gallbladder. I don't know how many different ways I could say this. It's absolutely unconscionable for a medical professional to take out a gallbladder simply because you have stones. And that's the main reason why they remove the gallbladder. It's a very important structure. Doctors feel for some reason, I've long ago ceased to question or to try to figure out why doctors think what they think. But they think the gallbladder is not important and you can do fine without it. Not true. Ask anybody who's lost their gallbladder. Do your due diligence if you're thinking about having your gallbladder removed. If you have had it removed, you can still do things. There's a couple things you need to do, Frank, or your brother needs to do. Number one, focus on fat absorption. That means when you're eating fatty foods, eat smaller amounts of them and try to crush them up. If you can grind them up, that'll help you. If you can chop them up, that'll help you. And when you're doing your fatty foods, use your fatty foods with lecithin. Lecithin is a component of bile. It'll help your body make bile. It'll help process fats. Use bile salts. And you'll find some bile in the Ultimate Enzymes from Longevity. Most good digestive enzyme supplements will have some bile salts in them. And you can actually get straight bile salts at a health food store. They're just called bile salts. But the Ultimate Enzymes have bile in there as well. The amino acid taurine is a component of bile, and the amino acid glycine is a component of bile. So you may want to supplement with both of those. The B vitamin-like substance choline can help, and choline is part of lecithin too, and choline is also important for diabetics and for brain health, so a little supplemental choline might be in his interest. And then also apple cider vinegar after meals can help a little bit, and so can the enzyme complex pancreatin. That can also be important. And then he's going to want to make sure he's taking his fatty vitamins A, D, E, and K, as well as essential fatty acids in a supplemental fashion, because it's going to be hard for him to extract those things out of foods. And then one of them, you hear this, I talk about this all the time on the bright side, but you don't hear about this from a lot of other folks. Minerals, many minerals like selenium and zinc, for example, depend on bile for their absorption. So if you don't have a gallbladder, not only are you going to have a problem absorbing fats and fatty vitamins, but you're going to have a problem absorbing minerals as well. And so you want to make sure that you're getting supplemental selenium and supplemental zinc and taking those with your fatty foods and all those fat support nutrients. Long story short, keep your gallbladder if you can. If you had your gallbladder taken out, focus on fat absorption, using fatty nutrients as in supplemental fashion, as well as minerals in supplemental fashion. There's probably more I could tell you about, but that's a good place to start. Oh yeah, don't forget probiotics, the Biolumin Nightly Essence. Probiotics can help with fat absorption as well. Does that help you, Frank?
Yeah, real quick, what's the difference between the Nightly Essence and the Floral FX?
Big difference. The Flora FX is like the minor leagues. It's a lot cheaper. It's a lot less expensive, but nothing tops the Biolumin Nightly Essence. That product is the bomb. That is an amazing, amazing product. It's one of my favorite that and the BTT and maybe the Z Radical are my all-time favorite nutritional formulations. I just love that Biolumin Nightly Essence. It's a must-have.
Z Radicals would totally benefit him.
Oh yeah.
Z Radicals too?
Z Radicals Z Radicals for everything, especially for digestive problems. Yesterday we talked to a gal, and I think I neglected to mention the Z Radical for the digestive system. Very important for digestive health. It helps coat and soothe the digestive tract. It's got those long chain sugars that are important for healing the digestive tract, and it's got a kind of soothing effect. Very important supplement for the digestive system. Got to move on, Frank. Thanks so much, buddy. Good to talk to you. Take care, man. Have a good day. Jason in Texas, welcome to the bright side. What's up, my man? Jason?
Hello?
Hey, Jason. What's up?
Oh, hey, I'm sorry. I didn't quite hear you there.
No worries.
Well, I spoke to you a little bit yesterday, and you wanted me to call back, and I had...
Where are we? Oh, melanoma. Are you the melanoma guy?
Yeah, exactly. And
Jason, I'm sorry. I did want you to call back, but we're going to run out of time here. But a couple things, just I'll tell you about melanoma. Now, you had moles, right? You don't have or you did have melanoma, right?
Yeah, I've always had moles, and I'm in Austin. They've increased over the years.
Okay, you got to focus on two things, because melanoma is serious business. It's the most dangerous form of skin cancer, and it's a leading cause of cancer deaths. It's just not good. Here's what you need to do with melanoma, and especially if it's happening frequently. For some reason or another, you're not getting enough antioxidants in the skin, and that's a real bad sign. You want to make sure that you're getting fat-soluble antioxidants. You want to make sure you're getting vitamin C, and you want to make sure you're absorbing them out of the gut. You may have some kind of digestive health issue. Jason, hang tight. I want to finish this up when we come back from our break, and then we'll get to our guest, Master Sha. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side on the Genesis Communication Network. We'll be back right after this. We're going to get to Master Sha here in just a moment. I want to talk to Jason real quick. John, is Jason there? Is Jason up?
Yeah.
Hey, Jason, so this melanoma thing is serious business. Here's what you need to do. Number one, you need to look for other symptoms. Melanoma does not just happen randomly. It's not like, you get sprinkled with melanoma dust from some angel in the sky. It comes secondary to something that's happening in your body that you're probably missing. So you need to start focusing on other symptoms, especially digestive symptoms. What I'm hearing when I hear melanoma is a malabsorption or lack of intake of antioxidant protective nutrients for the skin. The skin stores these nutrients that help protect you from the sun and protect you from radiation and oxidation, nutrients that are found in vegetables, especially in fruits and the peels of fruits, as well as antioxidant nutrients like vitamin E and vitamin C. If you're not absorbing them out of the gut, though, they're not going to make it into your skin. So I would suspect, without knowing you, of course, and only not hearing all your medical details, that you got some kind of malabsorption issue or lack of intake or combination of both. Does that make sense so far, Jason? Okay,
yeah,
so
I'm with you.
All right, so you need to focus on the absorption of these nutrients. That means anything you could do to improve intestinal health, stomach health, pancreatic health, liver health. These are all the structures in the body that are important for absorption of fats and fatty vitamins and antioxidant nutrients for the skin. That means digestive enzymes, the ultimate enzymes, apple cider vinegar, the same stuff I was just talking about with Frank on our other caller, on our last call. Apple cider vinegar, lecithin, anything to improve fat absorption. And intestinal absorption, intestinal health as well. You may want to try glutamine supplements, certainly the Biolumin Nightly Essence as well. Then make sure you're taking in nutrients that support and protect the skin from the sun. Vitamin C, ridiculously important, along with vitamin E. Use the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. I'd be on 400 international units a day of tocotrienols. That's the more powerful antioxidant form of vitamin E. Make sure you're using the Z Radical, unbelievably protective against cancer, the fucoidin. In fact, all seaweeds will be very beneficial for you. Chlorella, spirulina, these all have nutrients that protect the skin. You may want to take in some extra bioflavonoids as a supplement. There's lots more you could do probably. Anything that protects your skin in terms of antioxidants, pigments from vegetables, and support fat absorption. That's what I'd be looking at. And then also trying to find other symptoms, because the melanoma is probably related to those, more than likely digestive symptoms, as I was saying earlier. Does that help you, Jason?
Yeah, it does. I'm actually in Austin, like I said, and I guess I'll come probably. I know
will you come by? Austin. Yeah, will you come by on next Thursday?
It's next Thursday at Brave New Books?
It's at Brave New Books on the 23rd. Please come by so we can talk in person, okay?
More.
What's that?
Yeah, I'd like to talk to you more, so I'll definitely come to that.
Come by. Okay, I appreciate it. I got to move on to our guest. Okay, Jason, thanks so much for calling. I appreciate it. God bless, and good luck with everything. And if you're out in Austin, I'd love to see you on the 23rd at Brave New Books. And if you're in Wichita Falls, I'd love to see you at Bob and Judy Bell's and Alicia Henderson's event. All right, we are going to talk to Master Sha. Master Sha is a medical doctor. He calls himself a soul, mind, body healer. He's trained as a medical doctor and is a doctor of traditional Chinese medicine, as well as in Canada, as well as in China. And he's the founder of the Soul Healing and Enlightenment Institute, I guess it's called. He's a grandmaster of Qigong and Tai Chi and Kung Fu, and he knows the I Ching. He's an expert in cellular healing in China. He works with the spirit as it involves human health, and it's a little bit of a departure from what we usually talk about. But I think it's kind of interesting. I've been looking through his books now for a couple of years, and I've got a lot of friends who've been following his work here in Boulder. Greetings, Dr. Sha. Welcome to the bright side.
Thank you, Ben.
How you doing, buddy? It's good to talk to you. I want you to tell our audience what you mean by soul, mind, body healing. But before we get into that, I'm curious to know, and maybe you could share with our listeners, how someone who is trained as a medical doctor could seemingly go off on this kind of this tangent involving sound and what you call the soul and other sort of fringe ideas. Did you find something incomplete or dissatisfying about modern medicine, or what we call here on the bright side the medical model? Was something ineffective, something missing about the practice of medicine as you found it?
I think you got a point. I study Tai Chi at age 6. I studied Qigong at age 10. You know Qigong also, correct?
Yes, of course.
Good. So I study Kung Fu, Shaolin Kung Fu at age 12. Then I study I Ching, feng shui. This Chinese ancient art have given me great foundation before I become MD. Why study MD in the hospital? I saw so many chronic and life-threatening conditions who do not have a good solution. It's quite disappointing, and but in my heart, I want to serve humanity. And then, Einstein, relativity, E equals mc squared.
Right.
This talk about the relationship between the energy and the matter. Relativity does not connect with the soul. But then, the most modern stuff now called quantum science, quantum physics. What the quantum science, quantum physics does? It talk about the information, message. What is the information? Information is the soul. Our beloved scientists have not connected with the message in the soul well. And 2 months ago, I was in Phoenix. I met a very renowned scientist, and he met me for lunch. And I talk about the soul is the message. You know how pleasant? He opened his book. One small title as a scientist, he wrote the soul is the message. And he said he teaches a lot. He heals. Exactly, I'm teaching. One day in a medical conference, in a scientific conference, he got a message. He said, I want to teach divine love. He tell all the participants that everybody let us do a little meditation. Everybody connect with divine. Everybody think about divine love. And he was so fascinated with the soul healing miracle, my teaching. He said, Dr. Sha, I'm so much moved by your divine mission. My commitment to you is to form a very strong scientific team to test, to do research for your work. I want to keep this famous scientist private at this moment, because when we do a big research, then it's the time to announce this famous scientist. So I'm honored to serve. Now you ask me, yes, why I go to the spiritual realm? Because I have realized, and we have so many sicknesses that we cannot help people. Therefore, through my whole life study, including past life, I have realized and the energy, matter, Einstein relativities, matter, energy. We miss one issue. We miss the soul. Soul is in the spiritual realm. So in my Soul Healing Miracles book, there are matter, energy, soul.
Doc, we got to take a break, Dr. Sha. We're taking a commercial. Hang tight. We'll continue when we come back from our commercial break, so hang on there. All right, that's Master Sha. We're talking about soul healing as opposed to medical healing. I guess E equals MC squared. E would be the soul, and M would be matter. I think that's what Dr. Sha was telling us. We'll come back. We'll be back right after this. Don't go away. We're back on the bright side. I am Pharmacist Ben. Thanks for joining us. We're talking to Master Sha. He's a medical doctor, a Chinese doctor, and also an expert in sound healing. I want to get to that here in just a sec. Master Sha, what I'm hearing you say in this E equals MC squared idea is that modern medicine, the way we treat illness and disease, is the M, and what you're dealing with is the E. Is that correct?
No, sorry, let me explain to you. Modern medicine focuses on matter.
Right.
And the E equals MC squared. Modern medicine focus on matter.
On the M part of the equation, and the E part of the equation is the soul, and that's what you're talking about, correct?
No, E is the TCM, traditional Chinese medicine, Qigong. You read E. There are thousands of healing modalities to focus on Qi. You know Qi, vital energy, life force.
Sure, Qi is the life force, and that's what E is? Is that what you're saying E is?
Yeah, that's E, but I focus the soul.
So that's even different.
Yes, 3 issues. In my teaching, when you read my book, I teach ancient sacred wisdom, 3 words. Jing, Qi, Shen. Jing means matter. Qi means energy. Shen means the soul. I focus on Shen part.
Okay, so you focus on the soul aspect.
Right.
So if it's a triangle, if the whole thing's a triangle, the E and the E part and the M part are the base of the triangle, and the soul would be the tip of the triangle. Is that right?
Right, you are correct.
Okay, good.
You're very intelligent.
Okay.
Soul is the message, the information. Now the quantum science talk about it, but they have not made a connection with body, with matter, energy, soul. But this is 5,000 years or even earlier, the wisdom. Every human being, for example, heart, kidney, lung, every organ, every system, every cell, every DNA, RNA is made of Jing, Qi, Shen, matter, energy, and soul. So therefore, our modern medicine, drugs, all the issues, we focus on matter. When you are sick, you go to see doctor, blood testing, GPT, GOT, BUN, sugar. So we test, we found the biochemical change inside the cells. When we do CT scan, MR, we find some growth. When we do surgery, we cut the matter. And the pills work for the biochemical change inside the cells. In one sentence, modern medicine focuses on one issue, matter. Traditional Chinese medicine, acupuncture, herb, Chinese massage, they try to move the qi flow, energy flow. Yes, so that is the 5,000 years ancient wisdom. But there another major issue, spiritual healing, what Jesus did. You are forgiving, miracle happen. Jesus did the job that the medical service cannot do. Jesus focus on soul.
Yeah.
But that is very easy to understand. Soul healing miracles is release this ancient sacred power, soul power. Everybody can do it, not only Jesus. Therefore, read my book. There are so many things. You will begin.
Okay. Master Sha, let me ask you something. Let's make this practical, okay? And I love what you're saying, by the way. And I get the picture, the soul at the top, matter and energy at the bottom of the triangle. And the soul aspect, or the spiritual aspect, is absolutely critical. I call it, I always think the spiritual aspect of health and healing are transcendental. They transcend the power of anything else. And I always say that. However, somebody has diabetes, somebody has arthritis, somebody has cancer, somebody has autoimmune disease of some kind. How, from a practical standpoint, standpoint would they apply this kind of wisdom, this kind of intelligence, this kind of concept to their diabetes or their autoimmune disease or their arthritis? What's the practical steps somebody would take?
Thank you. There are 4 power techniques I shared inside the book. The first technique is the body power. Body power means to use the hand, body positions for healing. For example, if you have knee pain, diabetes, hypertension, if you have hypertension, put the one palm on heart. Why do you put the palm on the heart? Because at the center of the palm, there's a sacred acupuncture point, which is named the Lao Gong acupuncture point. Lao Gong acupuncture point radiates incredible healing energy. So therefore, you need to put the palm in the heart, diabetes, pancreas, knee pain, back pain. So the second technique is the soul power. That is very unique. I share with the humanity. What is a soul power? Say hello healing. For example, hi, Ben, thank you so much and for your interview. Morning, when you meet people in the elevator, good morning. Nighttime before go home in the office, good luck, good evening. So say hello. But how to say hello? Dear soul, mind, body of my knees. Dear soul, mind, body of my pancreas. People know pancreas, knee, any part of the body is the physical part. But the people do not think there's a mind about the pancreas. The less people think about the knee and the pancreas, every organ has a soul.
Are you saying, Master Sha, excuse me, I'm sorry, are you saying to acknowledge, to recognize the pancreas, the intelligence of the pancreas? Is that what you're saying? To recognize, acknowledge it?
Yeah, to recognize intelligence and to invoke the soul, the spirit of organ, cell, DNA to self-heal. Like I said, Ben, thank you so much for your interview. I show my greatest gratitude from my heart to you. You can feel my appreciation. When you talk with the organ, if you sincerely ask them to heal, they feel your love. They said, you never asked me for healing. I got it. So that's the point.
Master Sha, would you say that the disease state is a sign that the pancreas is feeling left out or feeling unacknowledged or disrespected somehow?
Yeah, very good point. I will say any disease, pancreas, any sickness is soul, mind, body blockages. Matter, energy, and soul blockages. Soul blockage is negative karma. Mind blockage includes negative mindset, belief, attitude, ego, attachment. Body blockage includes energy and matter blockages. While a person has the pancreas issues, it's a soul, mind, body blockage. They could have all 3 blockages. They could have 2 kind of blockage. I will give you one example. While I was in Germany a few months ago, a gold mine owner, very renowned businessman, he has to inject insulin for 4 or 5 times a day. Everybody you have knowledge, you understand when people inject insulin, pancreas no more function already. So I teach him a 4-power technique. Every morning he wake up, he does 1 hour of my practice. Within 1.5, 2 months, and complete heal diabetes. This is another miracle. There are thousands of miracles because I deal with the soul, mind, body. I deal with the soul, energy, matter. Therefore, thousands of soul healing miracles have happened. So read the book, understand the wisdom, understand body power, use the hand, mind power, concentrate, visualize life, soul power, invoke the soul, and also the sound power to chant the mantras. Apply one technique is powerful. Apply 4 of them. For example, Ben, are you in Boulder area? You just you said.
Yes.
Ben, did you heard about the one man called Kan Chidi? Have you know John Chidi?
John Chidi?
In your area, there's a healer, a teacher. John Chidi has a stage 4 cancer, prostate cancer, PSA reach 200 something. And she also spread the cancer spread to lung. So many dots on the lung and the bones. In fact, the oncologist told him, you are not suitable for chemo radiation operation. But basically, they just leave him alone. And he met me. I use soul healing miracle 4-power techniques. I offer negative karma cleansing. He is healed.
Master Sha, we're out of time, my friend. Good to talk to you. What's the name of the book? Tell the listeners the name of the book and how they can get it.
Thank you so much, Ben. Soul Healing Miracles every day, 9 to 10 a.m. I have a TV daily. Go to drsha.com, DRSHA.com. Join my TV program. Let me serve you more. Thank you.
Thank you. God bless you, Dr. Sha. I appreciate it very much. That was Dr. Sha's book is Soul Healing, drsha.com if you want more information. And some interesting stuff to say there. All right, we're going to continue our discussion on glutamine and amino acids and how you can use glutamine. And then we'll start talking about the body's master antioxidant, glutathione. I will be in Wichita Falls this Saturday. Hope to see you all out there. If you're in Texas, I'll be in Austin on the 23rd, and hope to see you if you're in the Austin area. That's all the time we have for today. Thanks for listening, folks. I'm Pharmacist Ben. Have a wonderful, beautiful day. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye.